Hello everyone, this is the recording for week 1. Um, some things you need to check on first is make sure you have the correct textbook. Download and install Notepad++, and here's the link. It's also listed in the week 1 of Classroom. Download the student files found in week 1. So if you go to week 1 toward the top, you will find the data files. You'll also find a link to Notepad++. The reason I like Notepad++ is because it labels each line, making it easier for me to grade your homework and for me to tell you what you missed so that you can look at it and correct those particular lines. Also, there are files to download. These have the student files that you will be using for the assignments. They're zip files, so what you need to do is extract them and save them to folders for each week. So first off, let's go back. Once you got all that taken care of, I wanted to tell you about the grading. That will be done on Monday and Tuesday after the Sunday due date. I occasionally will be able to grade maybe your assignments before Monday, but discussions cannot be graded until the work week is complete. Late assignments will be accepted for 2 weeks with a late penalty unless you contact me in advance. And you'll find those dates in the late policy, which is in the syllabus area of Blackboard. No discussion posts will be accepted after the week is complete. Corrections may be made to the assignments, but not to the discussions. I think I allowed you to do the midterm since it's not actually a quiz. I will post feedback when I grade your assignments, and you can use that to make corrections and improve on your discussions for the following week. To submit a new assignment, you go to the same assignment area and you click Start New. Attendance and participation is very important, and it's really important that you keep up because when you get behind, it becomes unmanageable before long. Set aside time to work each week on the class. Don't leave everything till Sunday because that's when computers crash, the internet goes down, or family emergencies happen. Attendance and participation are important, and just logging on does not count for either. You must post to an assignment, to a discussion, or take a quiz to be considered to participate in class and get attendance. You're responsible for knowing when things are due, but I will post reminders at the beginning of the week for when these things are due. Please read the assignments carefully so that you get all the requirements. Check your grades often to see how you're doing and see if anything is missing. Contact me if you have any questions about your grades. My contact information is in faculty info in Blackboard. Week 1, the required reading are chapter 1 and 2 of the textbook, Introduction to the Internet and Web Design, Building a Web Page Template with HTML5. Be sure you work along as you read each chapter of the required reading before attempting the assignments. Use Notepad++ for all HTML assignments. You have the discussion and you have the week 1 assignment. The discussion, the initial post is due Wednesday by 11:59 p.m. You can turn it in late, but not after the week is over. The initial response must be at least 100 words and with at least one APA formatted reference. Do not forget to use in-text citation to indicate what information came from the reference you are citing. Initial posts must address the discussion topic for the week. So for instance, this week we have 2 questions that you need to answer. Make sure you check for spelling and grammar errors. It's easiest to type it in Word and then paste it in the discussion area. You can use the Control V shortcut to paste. You need to reply to 3 other posts by Sunday. Replies should be at least 65 words each. Remember, no discussion posts allowed after the week is done. So I wanted to go over a little bit on the APA references. I will use the HU-APA tip sheet, which can be found in this announcement when I post this recording. Also in the library tab under formatting and citation APA. The references, the full reference should be at the bottom. So in this little example, let's say this part is the discussion and this part is the references. So say this is your first paragraph and you looked it up in the book, and then here is the reference for the book. So that's what I mean by in-text citation. Now this particular post example has 3, just because I wanted to show you how to do each. So the first one's a book, then a website with an author, and then a website without an author. And that's just an example of how your discussion would be. You only required to have 1, but suppose you had 2, you should still have in-text citation for each one. Week 1 assignment. The instructions start on page 73 in chapter 2 of the textbook. Using Notepad++, enter the HTML tags shown in figure 232. So let me go to the book. And here is figure, that's 233. Here is figure, what it's saying, figure 232, what it's saying is to type in everything but the comments, which are in green. So basically, I've put it in Notepad. You're basically going to type all the blue stuff. Then you're going to answer these questions, which are comments. So it says, where does this content appear? It's talking about the title. And what is typically contained in this section. So in your file, you're going to answer the question shown in the web tab and contain. So this is an example of the first question being answered as a comment. Now, if you'd rather just type out the comments and everything as it is, and then change the comment to the answer to the question, that's fine. While you're doing that, you should also open the Chapter 2 Apply, which is a Word document, and you'll see that it has blank spaces. It's filled in the first one for you. So you're going to look up each one of these that ask you a question about in the file. Let's go back. No, that's the right one. When you answer the question, look up the website to answer the question. Copy the website, and remember that's in the address bar, and post it in this Word document. As they did, as an example, they did the title already for you. Then you're supposed to answer the rest of the questions, and this is part of the assignment. So in the assignment, it just tells you to save the file as temp, I believe. But I want you to save it with your last name. So save it as template02 and then add your last name. This makes it easier for me to keep track of whose file I have. And besides that, when I have the file made, then I can compare the two, and everyone that doesn't have the same name. Answer the questions. Then when you save the apply file, save it as apply last name, apply02 last name. Same reason, so that they have different names. The assignment's due Sunday by 11:59 p.m. Corrections can be made for 2 weeks after the due date. Make sure you submit both files, and in the week one, you will find directions for zipping a file. That's what all these snapshots are, screenshots are. Let me know if you have any questions about how to do the assignment. This is a pretty simple one to kind of get us started, and then I think they'll get more complicated as we go. So there'll probably be more to talk about. I know this is really short. I just wanted to give you a little idea of what you need for the assignment. If you have any questions, please let me know.